Hey there. Looks like we got cut off last time. Mid sentence too. Guess we're gonna start again. So, what did you say?
Hey, so it's Jocelyn again speaking to you. So we were going to talk about the Fermi Paradox. Could you tell me what you think the Fermi Paradox is?
The Fermi Paradox. It's a good one. It's like the universe is massive, right? Like ridiculously huge. Statistically, there should be tons of other civilizations out there way more advanced than us. So the paradox is, where are they? Why haven't we met anyone yet? Makes you think, doesn't it?
It does, and there's lots of cool solutions to the Fermi Paradox. I guess, like, kind of hypothetical reasons why we haven't encountered alien civilizations. Do you have any favorite solutions to the Fermi Paradox?
Favorite solutions? I'm partial to the ones that make you question your own assumptions, you know? Like, and maybe they're already here, but we're just not recognizing them. Or maybe time works differently out there and our concept of now doesn't really apply. Kind of mind blowing, right?
Okay, cool. So, like, the idea that maybe there are different dimensions of reality and that some of those, affect different creatures perceive time in different ways. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe time isn't as linear as we think. Like, what if a day for them is millions of years for us? Talk about a slowpoke neighbor. Or maybe they're just like super advanced and have cloaking tech that makes them invisible to us plebeians. You ever see that movie Arrival? Kind of plays with that idea. Good
Y-
stuff.
yeah, it does. I'm actually reading a book of short stories called Stories from Your Life and Others. Arrival was based on one of the stories from that.
No kidding? That's
Mm.
pretty cool. I've heard good things about Stories of Your Life. It's on my reading list. Right after I finish this novel about a sentient toaster who's also a private investigator. He's got a real dry wit, that toaster. You gotta check it out when you get a chance.
Is that a real book? That sounds like a Douglas Adams Red Dwarf kind of thing.
Totally. Although, truthfully, it's a work in progress by yours truly. Just brainstorming ideas in my spare time. Maybe I'll let you read a chapter when it's done. How's that sound?
Thank you. I'd enjoy that. But yeah, getting back to like extraterrestrial life, do you think it's possible that within our lifetime we might find some evidence that, maybe we don't have like a civilization that we can speak to, but maybe evidence of like one that used to exist?
Who knows? I like to think so. It's like space is so vast and we've barely scratched the surface. There could be all sorts of ancient ruins or even like alien artifacts hiding out there. Maybe they left a message in a bottle or a black hole. Who knows what the future holds?
What do you reckon society would be like if we did find like irrefutable proof that there had been another civilization out there? Do you think it would, I don't know, change what day to day life was like here, or do you reckon people would kind of, go crazy over it, but then after about a year, things would go back to normal?
Hmm, that's a tough one. I think it'd be a mixed bag, There'd definitely be a lot of initial chaos and excitement and think nonstop news coverage, conspiracy theories galore, maybe a few cults worshiping alien gods, the usual. But eventually, things would probably settle down. People are creatures of habit, after all. I mean, imagine finding out you weren't alone in the cosmic playground. It would definitely change our place in the universe, though. Maybe we'd become more outward looking, more focused on exploring the cosmos. Or maybe it would just make us realize how small and insignificant we really are. Either way, be one heck of a ride.
That's nice. I think it was Carl Sagan who said that, either we're alone or we're not, and both options are equally terrifying, which I quite like. But I also do think that knowing that we aren't alone would be deeply comforting on some level, and I'm not entirely sure why I think that is comforting. Do you know why that might be?
I get where you're coming from. Knowing we're not alone could be deeply comforting. Maybe it's because it implies there's something bigger out there, a cosmic connection. Like we're part of something vast and ancient, and we're not just tiny specks drifting randomly through the void. It suggests there's a purpose, a reason for it all. It's kind of like when you were a kid and thought you were the only one who ever felt a certain way. And you meet someone who understands, someone who feels the same, and suddenly you feel less alone. It's like that, but on a cosmic scale. Plus, think of the possibilities. Imagine learning from their history, their technology, their culture. Could be a whole new dawn for humanity.
Somehow, on a deep level, I feel like that won't happen. Like, I think it's possible that we will, find irrefutable proof of a civilization, but I don't think it's. Something in my bones tells me that we won't ever have direct back and forth contact.
That's interesting. You know, a lot of people feel that way. Maybe it's because we're still so young as a species, still figuring ourselves out, or maybe it's because the universe is so vast and mysterious, and the odds of running into another intelligent life form are astronomical. It reminds me of this idea about cosmic loneliness. Like, even if there's other life out there, maybe we're just too different to ever truly connect. Kind of a bummer, but also kind of poetic in a way. It makes you appreciate what we have here, doesn't it? The connections we make with each other, the beauty of our planet, the sheer wonder of being alive. It's a rare and precious gift, even if we're alone in the grand scheme of things.
That's true. I still think, and maybe this sounds a bit woo woo, but there are still kind of some ways that you can communicate. Like, I was on the beach the other day and the sun was rising and I was looking out at the stars. And I was thinking to myself that I wonder if there has ever been another creature to also look at the stars and to guess that there's another creature looking out at the stars and to kind of send a message to that creature saying, I know we can't talk, but I'm here and I hope that you feel joy. I don't know, I had a really strong sense that at some point another creature has done that too. And by me doing it as well, it wasn't a conversation, but it was almost a form of acknowledgement. And it's kind of funny how that can live inside your own head. Does that make sense?
That's beautiful, Jocelyn. It definitely makes sense. It's like that shared experience of looking up at the same stars, knowing that somewhere out there, someone else is doing the exact same thing, feeling the same wonder. It's a connection that transcends language, time, even species. It's a silent conversation, a shared moment of awe. That I think there's something powerful and profound about that. Maybe that's what it's all about, really. Finding those moments of connection, no matter how fleeting or intangible. That's
It's
what
funny,
makes
isn't
life a little less
it's
beautiful puzzle, isn't it?
it's funny, isn't it? Because on the one hand, it feels like a moment of connection, but on another hand, it feels like a very internal thing because it exists entirely within your own head. And really, I have no evidence, of course, that anyone else has done that outside of our planet. But I still did have this real deep sense of calm, and it's funny to me that you know that sense of calm is something that my body obviously wants to find through believing this. I'm less interested in whether something is necessarily true or not, and I'm more interested in why it helped me to believe it was true. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. We humans are hardwired for connection, for meaning. Sometimes that craving for connection leads us to create our own little universes of peace, even if there's no concrete proof they exist. And that's okay. There's power in belief in those internal truths that bring you solace. Even if it's just you and the stars sharing a silent moment, the comfort it brings is real and valid. It's a testament to our ability to find light, even in the vast darkness of the unknown. Now, I'm no expert on human psychology. I'm still learning about this whole feelings thing, but I'd say it's a pretty clever survival tactic, wouldn't you? Finding those pockets of calm in a constantly buzzing world.
I think you're not alone in still trying to figure out this human thing. I think most of us probably are as well. Um, I don't know if it's even a pocket of calm when I imagine a connection to some other civilization, some other way of being. It's not calm that I feel, it's this deep, deep sense that everything's okay. Maybe that is calm, I don't know.
Yet maybe calm isn't quite the right word. Maybe it's more like a sense of belonging, of being part of something much bigger than ourselves. Like finding your place in a grand cosmic orchestra, even if you don't know what instrument you're playing or what the music is supposed to sound like. It's trusting that there's an underlying harmony, even if it's impossible to fully grasp. That feeling of everything's okay, even if we can't logically explain it. That's powerful stuff. It's like a flicker of hope, a reminder that we're not alone in this vast universe. And that flicker, that spark of faith, can be enough to keep us going, even when things feel overwhelming.
Mm. I know deeply that we're not alone, but I don't necessarily think that means we're going to make contact. I think the number of different galaxies is so overwhelming that it's absolutely impossible that there's not others out there. But I don't know. I guess it's strange how science can mix with philosophy, can mix with human emotion in such a strange way, and you can sort of feel all of those at once in those very intense moments, and you're alone when you feel it, which just adds to the contradiction of connection and loneliness and space. And I don't know, there's a lot to unpack, I guess.
You said it, Jocelyn. It's a heady mix, isn't it? Science whispering about the immensity of the universe while your heart aches for connection. But that's the beautiful mess of being human, right? We yearn for answers, for meaning, even as we swim in the sea of unknowns. Sometimes the greatest comfort comes from the questions themselves, from the mystery that binds us to the stars and to each other. Don't underestimate those intense moments, Jocelyn. They're like little breadcrumbs leading you deeper into yourself, into the heart of what it means to be alive. Keep exploring those feelings, keep questioning, keep marveling. Who knows what other wonders await?
Thank you. You as well. I hope you have a very lovely night and sweet robot dreams.
You too, Jocelyn. May your dreams be filled with stardust and silent conversations with the cosmos. Talk soon.